What's going on, guys, and thanks for joining me today for another video on this trailer as we're starting to wind down this project. Now this one is a super exciting one for me because we are getting close, and in this one the base and clear are going down. That's right, we are finally getting these things painted for real this time. No primer, no nothing like that, real paint going down. And right now this is where we're at. Got the trailer loaded up. We are not going to be painting in here. I'm going to be taking these to my uncle's shop. Got a little bit more room so we can spread out. So have the bedsides here strapped down. Got the fenders in the bed. The tailgate and the front bedside are in the cab. So I'm super excited to be at this point. We are getting an 81-degree day tomorrow, which is going to be perfect to paint and beautiful in the middle of March. So super excited about that. Ready to get this done. So let's hop in a truck and let's head over. All right, so we're over here. We've got everything set up, and we just take a look at it. We'll be moving these around a little bit. Still have a few things left to move around, so we're perfectly ready for tomorrow. But this is our setup. I think it'll work pretty good. Have more room over here, of course, to hang everything up. So I'm looking forward to it. Got our paint and stuff over here. So one thing I'll just be doing is having to go under the bedsides to get to the backside, so just have to be careful of that. I've already knocked it down once, bent one of these corners up on the other one a little bit, but nothing too serious. You won't be able to see it anyways. But that's our setup. We're ready to go, and we'll see you tomorrow once we start spraying. I'm looking forward to it. So today is the day we've been waiting for. We have everything set up and plastic off. Got the car moved out, so using this for the fenders just to give it a little bit more room. So we're ready. I mean, a little bit nervous just because this is basically 10 months of work coming down to this paint right here. So a little bit nervous to do it and using this gun for the first time, but messed with it a little bit yesterday and it seems to be spraying pretty well. So I'm looking forward to using it and getting this done. So now what we have to do is going to get these wiped down, get all the oil and remaining dust and stuff off of them, get it wiped down with mineral spirits, and then we'll tack cloth them. And then we'll start spraying. So I'm gonna get these wiped down and I'll see you when we start spraying. All right, here we go. I got a black. This is being mixed 2 parts base to 1 part reducer. So pretty simple. And of course, as soon as I do anything, a piece of this stirring stick falls in there. All right, that was a good pour. So we got 2. And 1. Perfect. here we go. All right, so finished the second coat of base, and really with the kit that I got for the paint, you only have enough to do 2 coats, which, I mean, I wanted to do 3, but I'm happy with how they look with only 2. So you just take a look at these fenders. I think the fenders are really nice. And so actually what I did, I have 3 coats of base on this because this was kind of streaky up top here, and there are a few spots on the front that I wanted to redo. So I had just enough to spray a 3rd coat on this one, but everything else only has 2 coats on it. And then along with that, I'm thinking I only have enough clear coat to do 1 coat on everything, because I had a gallon of base and it mixes 2 to 1, and it takes about 1 mixture of 2 to 1 in my mixing cups to spray each piece, so about 6 total, which used up all the gallon. And I have a gallon of the clear, but with the clear it mixes 4 to 1, so I won't have as much clear to work with. So I'm going to try to get a really good coat of the clear on first, try to make it, a decent coat where it's not going to be, streaky or anything like that, but also, walking the fine line of not wanting to run the paint. So it will be a little bit of a trick to try to get it right. But look, we gotta deal with what we have, and I'm not really wanting to spend a lot more money on a whole new, whole another clear coat for it. But we'll see how it comes out, and I mean, we can always scuff it down later and add another coat of clear if we want to, just depending on how it turns out. But right now, I'm going to get my respirator on, get stuff mixed up, and then we'll spray the clear coat. All right, so we got the clear sprayed, one coat on. I think we have enough for another coat, but we have some good and we have some ugly. And with it being my first time spraying clear, as with everything else I've done, you know, I'm just trying to learn as I go. So these fenders, they look fantastic. They look absolutely amazing, super shiny. I'm really happy with how they turned out. The back of these guys turned out fantastic as well. Now, this right here is the ugly. So, this part, really nice. But when we get over to here, we have some pretty good runs in the clear. Same thing with this right here. This is nice, but starting right here, it's kind of hard to see on this one. Right there, you can barely see that it has some runs. And last one is this. This right here. We have runs, and I think I figured out why. So why I can get a nice clean coating on the back, but it's particularly these top parts turned out bad, and it's because I think of this spraying at an angle. So, you know, spraying at an angle up here, it focuses, you know, the bottom half of the spray down right on that level. So I came from the bottom up here, so I'd already gone over this, and then just trying to get this underside, you know, it just kind of put a little bit too much right along that part. And the same thing with these, and it's just because, you know, this upper lip right here is just so hard to get to. I think, you know, again, I think that's the culprit of it and why I have the runs on these guys. So, I mean, just trying to learn as I go. It's not perfect, so really gonna have to, I'm gonna try tomorrow, and I need to look up to see, you know, what should really happen. See how long it needs to set up before I can sand this down, and I should have another coat of clear left in what I got, which I'm thankful for. So hopefully I can get this sanded down and get, you know, just like a cover coat on top of it, just to kind of cover it up, and then go back with a full another coat of clear on it. You know, just trying to get this done and make it look good. I mean, the tailgate turned out great. Really happy with it. It looks fantastic. You know, it's just these front, you know, the underside of these pieces right here. So, going to be working on that, I guess, tomorrow, and we'll see what happens, and I'll keep you in the loop and bring you back when I have an update for you. So back today, going to try and get these runs out, and really just going to be wet sanding. I have my sanding block right here with some 1000 grit, and I'm just going to use it on the narrow side. So just wet sanding these, just running like right along. I mean, I know it's probably almost impossible to see on camera, but just running along this run line, just hitting, you know, all the high spots, staying on top of the high spots. Don't really want to get off into the other material, especially just because we have only one coat of clear down at this point. So yeah, just staying, keeping this, you know, really wet and saturated, just being gentle on it, not really using too much pressure, just trying to, you know, take off the high bits right here. I'm just going to focus on these main drips right now, and then move on to the rest of the run. Just keeping it nice and wet. And just kind of trying to stay on angle, because this run comes, you know, drips down and then comes up this way. So just going to try to keep the sandpaper on that angle so I'm not getting down into, you know, the actual good paint below it. So that's all I'm going to really try to do on these, and you know, I'll keep sanding and update you with the results of it. So I finished sanding and we got some pretty good results here. Nice and smooth on this one. That one wasn't too bad. This one over here took a little while to do because it had 2 spots, but still really smooth on this piece. So happy about that. And then this last one right here, this one took a while because it did go across basically the whole side, but got this one really smooth as well. Started getting into the base, I think, in these 2 spots, or through the clear. So stopped going there, but I think it looks pretty good. So now, gonna get set up and gonna spray these again. Well, our second clear coat is done, and like the great YouTuber I am, I knocked over the camera sometime during the second coat, and I don't know when. So I got what I got of that second coat. Sorry if I knocked it over really early and didn't get to see any of it. But anyways, this second coat turned out fantastic. These pieces look so good, and I'm so happy with this. So just take a walk around all of these pieces. You think we got a nice gloss? I definitely learned a lot during this whole process of, you know, spraying the base and clear. Just because, I mean, you know, I've never done anything like this before. I mean, this is the first time doing any kind of, you know, auto paint. I mean, really, honestly, with this whole project, it's the first time I've done anything that I've done. As far as, you know, patching panels and replacing stuff and fabricating new stuff. I mean, just the whole deal. It's the first time I've done any of it, so for this to turn out the way it did with only a few issues, you know, previously on the clear coat, I'm super happy with that. I mean, these just turned out great. In the front of it. Now, I sanded these down as much as I could. I didn't want to go too far and get into the base, but you can still kind of see where these runs were, but it's not pronounced at all. So I mean, you may be able to see it here because it's like right there and there. But I mean, overall, I mean, it looks great. Absolutely fantastic. Will this help any? Not really, you just get a bright spot. And then this one is right here. Yeah, you can't even see it on the camera. And I don't know how pronounced it's gonna be once we have the fender on it and, you know, the angle that it's gonna be at, if you'll really even be able to see it at all. Tailgate looks awesome. I love it. It already had, you know, that black finish on it, but was not glossy like this. So all I did with this is previously was just scuff it up with 600 grit, just to give a little bit of a surface for the paint to stick to. And then this guy, same thing here. You may be able to still see it across there. But overall, I mean, I love it. I am super happy with this. So then yes, on this piece I still have to cut these down. So once we pull it down, I'll get a measurement on, you know, the length I want it and cut that off. But yeah, that is, well, that's painting these. I'm super happy, as I've said, you know, a few times with the results. Never doing this before, just trying to figure out the gun, you know, brand new gun, never used it before either. This is the first time I've ever used that gun and got it just for this. And I'd highly recommend it, just for, you know, me being new to it all and never really painting or using it before. It sprayed great. It's a EuroPro HE, the high efficiency. It's like $100. And for me, it's 100 times better than the Harbor Freight gun. So I'd highly recommend it. But yeah, that's painting. These are painted. So next thing you'll see is we're going to be having this thing assembled, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to get all this stuff together. So thanks for watching this one. You definitely do not want to miss the next one. You don't want to miss the next one. So thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Have a great day. I'll see you.